which I'd like to share with our viewers now, and that is of that spire from a ground camera, completely engulfed in flames. As you might imagine, we have hundreds of different feeds which come into our main headquarters in New York, and one after another with different views on this spire, watching as the flames began to lap around its base and then just lick up the outside of it until eventually it was engulfed.
But at this point, we have not gotten, and this is, if there is to be any good news in this, we have not gotten any reports of any people being injured, which is pretty remarkable. The cathedral was open until 6:45 tonight, which is just before this fire started. As you noted, there was some scaffolding on the roof, and perhaps the French media is reporting that one of the things officials are looking at is there any connection between the renovations that were going on at the cathedral and the fire that has started.
And now live pictures indicate to us that there is certainly no saving it. The spire atop the cathedral is largely gone. The roof of Notre-Dame has been burned away. Nothing remains but the frame thereof of a building which has stood for some 870 years. Reading from the BBC, the cause was not immediately clear, but officials say that it could be linked to renovation work, as we've been reporting here on Fox News for the better part of the last half hour. Images on social media show plumes of smoke billowing into the air above the 800-plus-year-old Gothic building. Last year, the Catholic Church in France launched an urgent appeal for funds to save the cathedral, which was starting to crumble. A major operation is underway to tackle the blaze, which broke out on Monday afternoon Paris time. An area surrounding the building in central Paris has been cleared, according to local officials there in the City of Lights.
But when you consider anywhere between 30,000 and 50,000 people a day go through this cathedral, and if there were no injuries, and we haven't gotten any reports at this hour, that's a pretty remarkable thing.
And what did you say earlier? How heavy was that spire that collapsed?
I read, they said it was 750 tons. I mean, you know, and if you think of all the iron that's in there and steel, whatever it was that they put up, and how high it went, that makes sense. But when, you know, you think of it coming down and then coming through the roof, the damage that has been done, not just outside, but now there will be internal damage to this church, is absolutely heartbreaking.
On Thursday, religious statues that were on top of the cathedral were removed for the first time in over a century as part of this renovation. So they were